something that happened over a year ago, right? So you came in hot, first and foremost. You came in hot. You interrupted me in the middle of me speaking and trying to actually calm the panel down so you were able to speak, right? And you quite literally were being sarcastic, saying, "Oh, this is what we love to see from the left. Oh, no, this is amazing." Being sarcastic. So you already gave us a bad vibe. You then continue to dismiss Black women's career. You dismissed their experience in regards to organizing, and you completely dismissed a Black woman that was trying to speak to you about just her simple concern, her simple disagreement with whether the first tour was organized, right? You completely said, "You don't know what you're talking about? Sorry, haha." And you technically shrugged your shoulders as if like what she was saying did not matter. You gave that energy first. Tashika, even when Tashika came back up there, right, there was no energy that she gave you until she started to realize that, so it does seem like you're coming in here disingenuous. Once again, you stepped into my space off the racks, okay? Nobody else was doing that except you, Z. This lead organizer, supposedly, right? When we call you, and just to clarify, now that I got that addressed, I hope that you heard me out. Microaggression, do we understand what the terminology and how microaggression is defined?
Yes, I do know how microaggression is defined. And can I respond to what you said originally?
Sure.
So I came in hot because, and this is genuine, and I'm truly, Allie, honestly, my intention was to never make anybody feel shitty. Okay, like that was not my intention. I came in hot. Honestly, if I'm being totally honest with you, I was exhausted because we had spent the whole last two weeks before that. I have a whole full-time job. That's not the Unfuck America
tour, right? Not an excuse to be fair, Z. That is not an excuse.
Okay, well, I'm letting you know where I'm coming from in terms of you said you came in hot, right? My response to you is that I came in hot because of XYZ. But mostly what I was upset about, not that I was tired, not any of those things. What I was upset about, which didn't come across properly because obviously I was tired and wasn't thinking straight, was that I was coming in to defend my staff who were texting me, messaging me, very upset about the fact that you guys were talking for the past 4 hours about how they were unorganized, right? That's what made me upset. So, and it would be disingenuous, honestly, for you to say that you didn't talk any shit about me or my staff. And about
no, as a matter of fact, see, I promise you, we quite literally stated in my live, that whole 5.5 hour live, first and foremost, we had no clue that you were even the organizer, Z. We found out when you came up.
That's not true. Because people were
in that very moment in my live, I believe there was one of my mods that were trying to get you to come up on the panel, but we had no clue whatsoever who you were until you were actually actively in a box. Actively. I had no clue that you were even behind the Z, because first and foremost, that was the very first time that we all genuinely met you. Very first time. There was a person that warned us about you, and as you could see, we didn't even respond to that person because we didn't know who you were. We had no clue who he was referring to. He called you racist. He said he had issues with you, sure, but did you see us respond any particular type of way? No, because we had no clue who you were. You were quite literally a stranger to us. So there you go. Not necessarily. I don't know if you spreading misinformation. Technically, you said you thought that we knew you. We did not know you. We had no clue about you, and you would realize that if you actually went back and listened to the last 30 minutes before you even came up. See, you would know that.
Did you say that the tour was disorganized?
Yeah, in regards. Times? Yeah, we said that we feel like the tour is disorganized regarding to the way that it's set up in regards to specifically the people, the creators, not the organizers, because once again, we don't know you. The creators that came up on my panel were giving us multiple different answers. Everywhere. Multiple different answers. So yeah, of course we're going to say this is disorganized. We asked the question about security. Nobody really knows about security. We asked the question about exactly what's the scheduling so we can kind of be in touch. Only one person knew about that. We asked the question, what's the point of this? Everybody had multiple different answers. So yes, I think that would be me. That would be valid of us saying, hey, this seems disorganized. 3 people before you came up all had different answers, and you can admit that.
That's fine for them to have different answers because people have different reasons why they're joining the movement, right? Like some people might want to be joining because they want to register voters. Some people might want to be joining because they want to have a viral moment against Charlie Kirk. Like all of those things are fine. There's no right answer to why somebody should be involved in the tour. My whole thing here is that, so are you saying that it is wrong for our organizers to feel a certain type of way about you guys hosting a live saying that we're disorganized? Like, are you saying that that's wrong?
No, that's not wrong at all. I never said that it was wrong. I think it was wrong for you to tokenize the people of color, the POC that were working on this. That was wrong.
How is it? What did I say that was tokenizing?
You actively stated when you came in, before you even jumped into what the reason of the tour was, you said you thought that what we were seeing. Oh, go ahead, host. Go ahead.
Can I just play the tour, or not the tour? I'm just going to play the live really quick, the interaction, because I think a lot of people are in here haven't seen the interaction, so I'm just going to play it for you guys really quick.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. And I want to clarify, if you're Mercedes, I know that you're the host. I do have Meadow in the request, and Chi-Chi that were actually on my panel as well that might want to talk to you after I leave officially. I just want to let you know those are the people that were on the tour, that were in my live. I need to, get them up because they were actually in my box at the time that Z was in there as well. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to just play this. It's like 6 minutes, so we're going to have to sit here together, guys. But we're going to do it. Tell me if you can hear it all right.
I'm going to put it on mute. And please, see if you want to say something and address this, because I think it's important. Or me? Okay, I'm
speak when I let her speak.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
So I'm just curious, why the tour and why the setup and exactly what's the point? Just to tell Charlie Kirk you, or can you dive a little bit? No, I'm adding more to it. But yeah, that was. I'm talking about, is she here to have a conversation, or she's just gonna spew? And the second question, that is a good point. See, I know you said that you led beliefs, and are you here to actually have a conversation and explain or expand a little bit more on this?
We can have a short conversation. I just can't stay up here long, so I have to get to. But
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, but no, I mean, I appreciate pushback in any respect. Obviously I'm an organizer. I'm used to that. But the point I wanted to bring up to start with is that I think that having conversations where we say things like, this is so unorganized, which came out of multiple people's mouths, things like that, are directly harming the people of color that are behind this tour, that are working tirelessly to make this happen. And I'm just telling you guys that because I know that you don't know, okay? But the majority of the people behind this tour that are staying up late, working on this, because this is not easy. You think that getting 50 plus people to another state to do this is easy? Because it's not, right? And so we have young people that are putting everything into this, that are scared of this administration. And then people are saying that they're unorganized.
There's no so as somebody who's done organizing within her own community, that's why I'm saying this.
So you're saying,
Wait a minute. She has to be able to respond to one thing at a time. No, she has to be able to respond to one thing at a time.
Are you seriously saying right now, I want to remind you, room of black women in here, okay? Are you seriously saying that because other people of color are also working on this tour, that we cannot critique when things are done in bad faith?
That's not what I said. And
okay,
you assuming, Julie, you assuming that it's in bad
going on.
Wait, I don't let people talk over me either. And I see that that's what you do. That you try to bully people.
Exactly.
But I'm just telling you that there are people of color that are working behind the scenes that is harmful to.
Yeah,
okay,
and as a person of color, as black women who've also been organizing, we have rights.
This is how we're going to do it. We're going to
Can I respond to what she said?
Again, right? So I do think it's really interesting, and you're not the only one doing this. I will say the comments are doing this either. The weird idea that nobody in here has ever done any sort of any kind of organizing or whatever. Why do you think Tabby said what Tabby said, what I said, what I said?
Nobody said that.
You did say that.
You did,
I said that nobody has organized anything that came out of my mouth.
You literally did. I don't know if you forgot, but it was something that you said.
I said organize. No, what I said specifically, Ice, was that organizing people, 50 people to go out of state is not an easy job.
Nobody said it was. Nobody said it was. But what I'm trying to say.
Wait. Was that me saying that nobody?
Yes, because I specifically.
That's not what I mean, and that's not what I said.
Can I please finish? So I specifically.
She's being disingenuous. You started
How is that disingenuous?
That's where you.
That's not what I said.
I also specifically like to say that I was one of the people. I would like to say that I was one of the people who has been specifically saying that this is severely disorganized, and that's when you came in and you said that.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Go ahead, Ice,
perfect.
and then we're
This
gonna.
is
I think I got
exactly
this in
my
order.
point. I think it's fucking ridiculous for your. I mean, you know what? I think it's fucking ridiculous.
This is edited so badly. I hate that.
Has done several
I'll pull it up
organizations
on the
for Black
YouTube video
communities, for people of color,
as well.
for houseless people, houseless youth, just the youth. About me not knowing anything about organization. I think that's fucking hilarious. As somebody who's like done exactly what you're doing, I'm telling you right now, it's incredibly disorganized. Maybe it's a short time period, and that's the reason why. But you're shit at your job. What I am saying, right, is on top of that, you know what, even forget everything else, because Elena brought up an excellent point. You want to come up here and you want to wank yourself off to the work that Black people, marginalized people are doing. But then at the same time, you won't even put them at the front line of your bullshit ass website. Shut the fuck up. You useless ass, lipless ass, assless, loser ass bitch. Don't ever come here and talk to Black people like that again. Chris, a crunching nonsense human. Anyway.
Anyway, so I'm just going to talk about why we're doing the tour, since none of y'all know how to have a proper conversation. So the reason for this.
No, but I do want to pause because I do when she says, because in my opinion, and this is why I have an issue, because this is horrible. The conversation was horrible on every single front from every single person involved in the convo. When she responds, you got to, like, this woman has just been told she's a crunchy, crispy, nonsense human, non-lip.
No, they were speaking in their native tongue. That is not what they said. They were speaking in their native tongue, and that's not what they said. And I don't think you want to know, nor do I think. Just when I say, I don't think you want to know what they want to say.
Assless, though.
Please don't speak over me.
I'm just letting you know that's not what they said.
A lipless, assless, have an ass, BICTH is English. And that's what I heard spoken. And for Z to respond to that in a way, like, I'm sorry, but if someone started talking to me like that, I'd be like, oh, hell no. And the response to it was, hold on, her response to it was like, hey, well, obviously you guys don't know how to have a conversation on this. I'm going to continue talking about the tour. Like, I don't think you guys are giving enough credit to the fact that, I'm sorry, but every time I've watched the YouTube video how many times now? I've seen it over and over and over again, and watching this play out, I don't know how, one, this exploded a tour. Number two, I see a bunch of people going at each other over and over and over again in a way that I don't think is productive, but I don't necessarily see is racist. Just want to, hold on, tomfoolery. Do you have an opinion on the live that you just watched?
So I can't speak what you just said?
I think everyone should get to talk on this matter. Tomfoolery.
But you're directing. Did you not direct that towards me?
Yeah, if you want to let her respond first, yeah, because that would make sense if she responded first, and I'm happy to go after if that's okay.
Okay, just letting you guys know that this is like, I want to have an actual conversation about this live that isn't on the premises of, oh, you're the most evil person on the world, and now we're going to be putting like all of your information out on the internet, because that is what transpired after this live, and I don't feel like that was an accurate response to a live like this.
Okay, so I'm not going to speak on whether or not the person that called Z a lipless, assless, whatever. I'm not going to respond to that, because those are not my words. If you want to address her, she can absolutely come up. You guys see, she is in here. She is in here. Her name was Ice, right? Well, that's just because I don't run my lives as if like having to stop people when they want to speak. Just like, Z was able to speak her mind as well. That's just the way I do my stuff, right? Either way, with that being said, as you can see, even as the host, I really don't appreciate you blaming me for shit that other people said on the panel. You didn't hear me check Z once when she was microaggressing upon us in that panel. You didn't hear me check her once, okay? The only time that I controlled the panel is when it was over speaking. I had to do that twice. And you played the clip, right? So I think I did a decent job. But that's not the point. The point is, I want to make this very clear. The fact that and I'm just going to say this really quickly, and then you can let Tom go. I'm going to go ahead and dip because I feel like it's probably not going to be any productive anymore.
I really wanted to ask
I want to address you really quickly based on what you just said, host.
I want to talk to you before you go.
Sure. I'll give Tom like I guess a few minutes, but it's just that what you just said. Realistically, the fact that you are willing to only use a Black woman's response, her emotional response, after pretty much her experience being completely dismissed, You're willing to only hyper focus on that and not actively listen to the things that Z said that led up to that Black woman's emotional response. Tells me everything that I need to know about how this movement is probably going to fucking fail.
Well,
But with that being said, go ahead, Tom.
Well, I totally get everything that you're saying, and actually, I posted a ton of panels when I watched this the first time. I thought that you did like a fairly good job. That was a really hard panel to moderate, so I don't fault you for that at all. But when you say that, like, that woman obviously is getting defensive because she feels like her experiences are being dismissed, her expertise is being dismissed. I totally get that. But I also think that with everything that was said beforehand about how horribly the entire organization was being handled, how the
We
whole
didn't say
thing
horrible,
was,
to be fair.
what? No, sure, not we, but there are some people who were talking about how bad as a generalization, how bad it was being organized, and obviously the organizer being Z makes sense that she would also be a little bit defensive. But when Z is defensive, this seems to be taken with a grain of salt. And then when the other person's defensive, this is something that everybody should really care about a lot.
Yeah, I can answer that.
Distinction there?
Absolutely. And Z admits it herself. What she did was unprofessional. The way that she handled being defensive, and she said that she was protecting one person that got yelled at for once again pivoting the entire conversation, was extremely unprofessional of her. Okay, she stepped in being very condescending, being patronizing to everybody in that box. People that didn't even deserve it. And I will even say Tashika didn't deserve that pushback as well. Because Tashika was not originally being rude to her. She was not. And there was no disrespect towards her. So the fact that she even admits herself, even towards other people, probably not towards us, that she was not professional with stepping into my space like that, and she was very offensive, it is your answer, to be real.
Sure.
Us being, well, 1 second, just to say this really quickly. Us, the women on that panel, including Tashika, who is a fairly popular content creator, us yapping, and obviously you can tell that wasn't a formal space in the first place, compared to a formal person that is obviously trying to lead and create change, is completely different. So for you to try to even put me on a fucking pedestal, or I'm sorry, me or others on a pedestal that were in that box, the other Black women that are in the box, compared to Z trying to put us in the same level, I think is very, honestly, I think that's kind of ridiculous, to be blunt with you. That's you, and you have to admit that, because we're not leading anything. That was a yap session. Z came up there and showed her ass as a leader of this big thing that she's trying to obviously change votes for.
But the other woman was supposedly leading something, right? Like, that was the claim, is that she also leads, she also organizes, she does the same thing as Z. Why would we expect this professionalism from Z?
Well, she didn't say that she did the
person?
same thing. She didn't say that.
Well, I just think that
she said she's familiar with organizing, to be fair. She said she's familiar with organizing, and somebody that has organized before was able to critique Z.
She just said in the comments, I do organize.
Right. She doesn't do the same thing as Z. She just said that she's familiar with that.
Fair
she has
enough.
experience with that, to be fair. Go ahead.
But when it comes to the professionalism, like, Z is also a TikToker, right? So she does go on panels. She was on numerous other shows and other panels before this as well. And she has, like, back and forths with people. So you guys weren't the ones that should have expected professionalism from her. That would be her movement, right? And so she apologized to them for the unprofessionalism, but it wouldn't be you guys that would expect that apology, correct?
It should have been us, though. If you're saying that if you're apologizing for your behaviors and actions on my live, why are you only apologizing to the people that that didn't necessarily directly affect? It affected us, the people that actually experienced her microaggression. That's backwards. That would be backwards. Do we understand how backwards that would be, to apologize to people that did not directly experience the microaggression and racism? That's not the way you would do it, even as a leader. If you're calling yourself to be this leader and you're trying to make change, you would, swallow your pride, your uncomfortability, and apologize to people that you actually aggressed upon. That
Sure, I
doesn't
was
make any
asking about
sense.
the unprofessionalism, though. If you want to talk about the microaggressions, that would be like a different conversation to me. I was more so asking about the unprofessionalism, because if that's the complaint, then the complaint would be the people who would have that issue with her is her own organization for the unprofessionalism. But with you guys, if it's about the microaggressions, then the unprofessionalism wouldn't be the issue. It would be a microaggression, right?
I would say it would be both, and this is what I mean, that you guys don't actively listen to us. Yeah, no, when we're talking about this organization, and Z's obviously saying like, hey, I'm the leader of this organization, then you would have to agree that that is an issue itself with the way that she acted on my live. It's going to be unprofessional nevertheless, but yes, I can say that the microaggressions and racism is something that we were focusing on. But it absolutely, her being unprofessional was a conversation we had afterwards as well. It's both. I don't know why it can't be both in this situation. But either way, I do apologize. I actually have to go. Tom, thank you for having a conversation. Mercedes, you have a good one. Y'all have a good day.
I didn't drop her. She's hi.
She's still there. She's just muted, teacupped. I think you need
Can you
to
hear
drop
me?
her because she had to go.
All right. I just want to make sure. Hey, sorry, Tom. Don't mean to speak over you, but I have a lot to say. So I'm a 57-year-old woman, and sitting here listening to you guys bullshit is so counterproductive. You guys aren't getting anything done. I understand Mercedes' point of view, and I understand who she's trying to channel, because there is a group of people that she does need to channel in onto, because I used to be one of them. I voted for Trump in 2016. I'm a retired Leo. If you don't know what a Leo is, I'm a retired police officer. I was a hardcore Republican my entire life. Being 57 years old, look at that time span. I grew up indoctrinated into religion, into certain aspects of this thing that a lot of people don't understand. When you get involved with this group of people and you are in this bubble, being a cop my entire adult life, I started law enforcement at 13. I was I guess what you would call like an apprentice police officer. I started off as a child in law enforcement, groomed to be a law enforcement officer. At 21, not even old enough to buy a drink, I was a cop on the street in California, in the streets of LA. Let me tell you something, what I've learned. From taking a step back from my retirement, which is 10 years ago, because I got injured on duty, I learned a lot because I had to take a step back out of the bubble and reflect on what those things that I was taught and indoctrinated to learn, from the difference of what I actually learned outside of the bubble once I stepped out of that group. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
When I retired as a police officer, I became a flight attendant because I desired to fly the world and learn and get free flights and that whole little thing. Let me tell you something. When you travel the world and when you see things outside of that fucking bubble of being a conservative fucking Republican, or even being indoctrinated into this Trump thing, because it is a fucking cult, you learn, you lose your way. Because you don't understand that there's more outside of that little fucking bubble, because you're stuck in that fucking group. And it's so upsetting to see you guys sit here and argue, because you guys are all young, and I respect what you guys are doing. I respect it all. But you need to understand what you guys are doing is counterproductive right now. And I hate to say it, because you can't change these people's minds. There's no way of doing it. I'm on the other side. I actually went through this progress of my life changing experience. And it took me to be a flight attendant to learn and to take a little bit from people and to open up and expand my mind. What you guys are doing right now is not going to fix anything. We're so far beyond this. And for people who have not traveled to other countries, let me tell you, we are in a fucking problem. This is a constitutional fucking issue. This has nothing to do with black, white, fucking Democratic, Republican. This is about what is right for our Constitution. Are you for our Constitution or are you for one fucking man? That's where you need to fucking realize where we're at right now. Are you for freedom and democracy or are you for a fucking person who is trying to impact authoritarianism and take down our democracy one brick at a time? He's selling us out. If you guys don't get your shit together, we're in a fucking problem right now. And it hurts to see you guys fucking not see this.
Are you talking about like when you say to not see it? Like, are you talking about how like where do you think we should be directing our attention to? Because it is the problem. Is the problem that is the infighting the issue, or is it like
it is, and it is. It always is.
Yep.
So I can tell you this: from being an ex-Republican, or not, I'm still kind of like a rhino, but I can tell you that being a rhino and seeing, I call them maggots. This is a fucking problem because this is a cult. And I understand what you were saying earlier, Mercedes, like you need to reason with them because yes, we do, but you also need people like me where I shame them because I lost family members. I lost so many people because my whole family is military and law enforcement. I lost an entire side of my family and it kills me to see that. And I'm going to die knowing that I will never get those family back. And I'm a Black woman, I'm mixed. Fucking cop for 20 plus years of my life, dedicated my life to community. My daughter was in the military. My dad was in the military. Everyone's been in the military except for me. And my daughter is now a law enforcement officer and she's gay. So there are so many mixed emotions here that you guys all need to stop the infighting because that's what they want you to do. They want you guys to fight. This is like, I hate to say this, and please no disrespect, but this is like a fucking school round fucking high school fight. And it's ridiculous. Get over yourselves because this is not about us. This is about saving our fucking Constitution. Our Constitution is worth fighting for. And if you guys don't see that, we're fucked. Keep on doing this, we're fucked. You all need to grow up, get over your fucking, I hate this fucking term you guys will use, microaggressions. Get over that shit. If you don't get thick-skinned and learn how to fucking get through this moment, we're not going to survive it. It's up to you because you guys are all young. And I can see by looking at you all, I'm fucking old as shit. And before I die, I want to make sure that my daughters are okay, my grandkids are okay. And it's up to you guys to fucking do this. And if you can't do the job because you guys are too busy infighting with each other, it's never going to happen. And it's going to be disappointing. I'm on Mercedes' side because I understand her point of view, being an Republican. Totally get it. But you guys need to wake the fuck up. This is about our protecting our Constitution, protecting our country, and doing a thing that's right for the American people. This has nothing to do with fucking being Black, white, Hispanic. I don't give a shit. Republican, Democratic, Independent. This has to do with the American people and protecting our Constitution. If you guys don't stand up for our Constitution, you have no business fucking living in America. Am I right or am I wrong?
I personally believe you're right, but I know these people are going to tag me for believing that you're right.
I don't give a shit. They can go ahead and fucking like bitch all they want. It's a fact. If you're an American, our number one job is to protect our Constitution. Is that not right or is that wrong? No, I took an oath. My daughter took an oath. Everybody in the military takes an oath. That oath is to protect our Constitution, our constitutional rights, to make sure that we can be free and everything is adaptable to everyone that's sitting here, including Tom, who I think is a complete idiot. Sorry, Tom. It's just sad that you guys are sitting here fighting amongst each other. What are you getting done?
I don't think you're making it
Nothing.
sound like we're here to like fix the whole world or something. I think like I came up to
You
actually
should be
understand
here to
what
fix the world.
Mercedes and them were talking about, and then the people who were brought on. Yeah, I've actually like for a while been trying to ask these people to explain these things in a way to where I could understand. And I'm like, I think Mercedes said as well, like she wanted to hear them out and hear what they had to say and try to understand. I personally, when I watch these people talk about these things, there isn't a mind frame that I can like get into to understand where they're coming from. And this isn't just me. This is like
Well, but
you know all the
Tom,
black people
maybe
in my
that's not,
community.
maybe, but Tom, can I say
So I
this?
want to
Maybe that's
understand.
not your, and I respect that, Tom, but maybe that your mind frame and what you want to do is probably not going to happen. When it comes to people getting together, we all may not we may not all agree with each other or see each other's light and energy, but one thing that we have in common is that we're fighting for our Constitution. We're fighting for America. And I think that you guys need to fucking understand that. This is not about what you think or what she thinks or what Mercedes thinks or what Z
I don't
thinks.
think we have that
This
in common with those people, though. I don't know that those people actually are fighting for our Constitution.
I'm not saying those other people are good because frankly, I think they're stupid too because they're trying to get fucking likes. I mean, this is all about likes and it's all about like popularity.
No, but it's not.
Let's put that.
It's not about likes and popularity for us.
It's
What
not,
it's
Z?
about,
Really?
no, it's not. What it's about is making sure that we have enough people that are registered to vote that we know we will have a blue wave for the House in 2026. That is what this is about. That is
But
all
you
that
can't
this is
do
about.
that. But you can't do that when you're arguing
I
amongst
think
yourselves. You know that, right?
I think that there.
You got to look at the perspective.
No, I think that your position is that the infighting on the left. I think she's on our side about the infighting on the left is bad.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Is bad.
Agreed.
Like Z, Zombie, Tom, and like all of us agree the infighting is bad, and that's what we want to sort of start eliminating. Everyone on this, we're on the same. At least we have the same opinion that we believe that infighting is bad, and it's against making progress in this country. And I think we all agree to that. It's the reason why we had this live is because we wanted to introduce ourselves and come out here. But then there's people who really come into the live and they want to come up and speak, and we let them engage in conversation. This is the first live we've done when it comes to, trying to engage this movement of what we're doing with the audience on TikTok. So
I can say this though, Mercedes, not to interrupt, but I totally agree because I watch your stuff and I can say as a 57-year-old woman, I agree with the majority of stuff that you say. I don't know about the others. I kind of took a little peek. It's a little crazy, but let me tell you something. If you want to conform people and if you want to unite people, you need to understand that you can't do this shit to each other. This is like fucking high school crap. And and I understand what you're doing, but you also need people who want to roll around and get dirty. And I'm one of those people. I don't mind fucking a Trumper up because I've had relatives that totally took my daughter down for being gay, fucking said the worst shit ever that it can never take back. So for me to shame them is like my whole fucking life thing until I die. And I totally understand you, Mercedes, but you need to understand there are people like me. You need people like me. You can't always be nice.
I'm just trying, but that is my whole goal. My whole goal in all of this is to lead with love at the end of the day. Like that's
I understand that. I understand it, hun, but you can't always do that. And I'm going to say this, you can't always bring a knife to a pew-pew fight. You have to bring a fucking pew-pew.
I'm not bringing a KNIFE to it. I'm bringing cookies and sandwiches and juice boxes.
Hey, and you know what? And there's room for you. And we need people like you. We need people. We even need people like Tom, who I don't appreciate. We need people like Z. We need a little bit of everything. But you guys need to be more focused on stop the fighting amongst each other and start grouping these people together and start being united because we're all on the same fucking front. You want a front line? You need to develop a front line. You want to fucking fight oppressors? You need to fucking create a fucking scrimmage line. If you don't have a scrimmage line, you don't have anything.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to that. I think this is a productive conversation. I mean, like, for everyone who's here, I just want you to understand that my the lives like this can be brutal, and I understand why
It
people
is.
so
It
often.
is.
But
But let me
my
tell you something. Let me tell you something about what my grandfather told me.
one second.
Just
I
go
just
ahead.
wanted to say that I want people to know that leading with love is the most important thing you can do, and that is my point here. The left who
Okay.
doesn't agree with me and doesn't think that my opinion belongs on the left, I'm not on the left.
Well, of course, everyone's going to get
Like,
haters. Everyone's always going to get
yeah.
haters, Mercedes. Everyone, the left or right, extremists, always going to get haters. But let me tell you something. There was one good thing that my grandfather said to me when I was a child, and he was a black man living in Louisiana back in the day when he had to use a restroom, and my dad was mixed, so he looked a little white. My dad, my grandfather couldn't go into the bathroom back in the 60s because my grandfather was black, but his son could. So let me say something from what he told me. He said, if you see 10 Nazis sitting at, or Yahtzees sitting at a picnic table, and if you decide to sit with those 10 Yahtzees, there are now 11 Yahtzees.
Well, I mean, I get that, but the point is to de-Yahtzee it. You know what I mean?
But sometimes we can't do that with being nice and with love.
You do it with all of them, but I think like I think one of my biggest frustrations is like people forget to understand how multifaceted humanity is, and it's like at the left, these people in the comment section, you came on and you didn't even say anything. Your first words were I was a cop, right?
Hmm.
And all in the comment sections started screaming a cab, a cab, a cab, a cab,
Of course they did.
and they don't know nothing about you, not a
No,
single
they don't.
thing about you, and they start off
No,
with
they don't know that I have
that's
saved
the
plenty of lives.
that's
I
the people
have
I don't
fucking
want
done my
talking.
job.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
people I
No,
don't.
they don't know that.
That's
They don't know that I possibly have showed up to their mom's house when
one
she
second,
wasn't breathing, having a heart attack.
1 second. I just want like, and then they go off and they do that, and it's like, I wish they would go find a live that they actually enjoy. Like if you don't,
Okay?
no, not you, like them. If they
No, 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 no. I
if they
understand.
want to go off and just put like a cab and they just want to like not like people just not to like them, then I'm sorry, but I'm toxically positive and I don't want, you know what I
Well,
mean?
I'm toxically fucking out there and I will fucking voice my opinion. So if you guys want to do that ACAB shit, that's bullshit because who's the first person that you fucking call when you need help? It's
Yeah,
me.
hold on. I just really, the comment section, I don't know which person you're following that you guys came to this and you guys thought like saying like, I mean, you're talking about murking people in this comment section. This is the
No, but here's
one second. Let me talk really quick without interruption because I really have something I want to say. My biggest frustration is the fact that there's people in here who are hateful and on the left, and I do not want to associate with people who are hateful and on the left. Like it's not something I want to do. It's there's
but they're
no
trolling you. You understand that, right?
no,
It's
they're
trolling.
not following me anymore because I've, after like lives like this is my point of having lives like this and creating the content that I have is I want these people to understand that if you think all cops are bad and you're saying only good cop is a DEAD cop, that's not it for me. Like that's,
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
and they wonder
But this
why
is but this
people
is the
go
sick
over and be,
society.
and they wonder why people go and be MAGA, and it's like, look at your, look at your
Yeah,
guys'
and I'm gonna go ahead and say that I totally agree with you. And they need to understand. They will sit here and bitch about cops. They will sit here and bitch about firemen, bitch about anybody who has an authoritarian position. But yet, when they need them, they're the first to fucking call, and
Yeah,
it's fucking bullshit.
for me, it's just the hate that comes from these people. Like the
And it's fine.
MAGA is already hateful enough. Why are we not on this side able to understand that responding in this way as well is not okay? And
Can I tell you why? Is because this president, Trump, has allowed the line to be drawn, and he's created the most havoc and chaos in any presidential in the fucking history. He has created nothing but division. I've lost an entire side of my family because of this shit. And it's heartbreaking. I don't even talk to them anymore.
Yeah, it's well.
They didn't even come to my daughter's wedding, and and it was a gay marriage. They couldn't even attend because we don't talk. And it's so bad that the shit that this guy's created has fucking destroyed America. And it's bringing us down. And if we don't unite and put this other shit aside, like all this fucking hostility or dislikes for each other or hate for fucking cops or whatever, or people of color or whatever you are, you need to understand we are on the same side. I'm on your side. I want to make sure that my daughters have a fucking life outside this fucking Handmaid's Tale. I want to make sure that I have a fucking life and I have fucking a retirement, because I look at my 401k. I lost $100,000 already in 1 week. This motherfucker is stripping people away from everything that we have worked for that's productive in America. This is the biggest heist on the American people, and they don't even fucking see it.
Mm-hmm. It's frustrating, and just
it's very frustrating.
Really quickly, it is like 12:38 my time. This has been, guys, this has been a fun time. I've enjoyed this. Tom,
doesn't look fun.
No, you're fine. It's not you. It's more like the time. Tom, do you have anything you want to say? I'd like to connect with you outside of this. I think you're really cool, and I think you have like sound opinions, and like, holy shit, you're refreshing. Zombie, thank you for being here the whole entire time. Like, I think that's just really cool of you. And you've had like some of the most amazing input on these situations, and I think you're just one of the best fucking people to have in this.
I appreciate you.
Of course, you're amazing. And Z,
can I say something before I leave, because I know you're going to kick me off right now? I just want to say I appreciate all of you. I'm sorry, I'm a big fucking mouth. I appreciate all of you guys on this board, including like Tom. Like, some of your stuff is a little kind of weird to me. I'm sorry.
What is with you? What is with you and me? What did I do? Did I do something?
I don't know. I think that maybe it's just like your like monotone voice. Like, you need to put some more energy into it, because I'm a fucking bitch. Yeah. But let me tell you something.
I've been a heroin addict for a long time, so I do stay in a very monotone voice a lot of times.
The endorphins are off. No, I get it. I'm glad you recovered. But let me tell you this. We all need to fucking put 100% into this and stop fighting amongst each other. It's bullshit. If we do not unite, we will never get the job done. Our job and our mission is to get rid of this motherfucker and get rid of this whole fucking cult. And it's going to take fucking decades to undo the shit that we have gone through.
I agree.
There fucking decades. There's nothing we can do to fix this right now. But we need to stop fighting amongst each other.
I agree.
And it's up to you guys.
I 100% agree. And just really quickly, thank you so much for coming up here.
Thank you.
Down real quick, but thank you so much. So guys, panel. Hi Tom, you're amazing. I think this was great. I think that all the far leftists in this comment section who belong to other fandoms, I guess, what is that what you're gonna call it? Like these far leftist groups, just know that I am not the page that you will find enjoyment in. I'm not a far leftist. I have like middle of the road takes on a lot of things. You know, like I don't believe in coming into a panel and saying all cops are bad, and then someone saying over here like you want to just like the cops, and I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? And if you guys believe in that and you're this fringe group on TikTok and it literally does not even exist on any other platform except TikTok, like you're safe from the shit on Meta, you're safe from the shit on YouTube, it seems to be a unique TikTok space. And I don't know if it's because like of an age issue or if this is like a demographic of just young people with, I don't know what the world experience over here is, but y'all gotta understand that the world does not operate like this. Sitting here with the hate in this comment section is just not how the left should be operating. And I don't I don't appreciate this is the takes that people have, especially when it comes to wanting to bring MAGA over. I don't know. Like I don't want them voting for MAGA. I want them voting for our side. And I think the only way to let that happen is by having these honest conversations with them.
Well, I mean, I think the person who was just on here, one of the things that they were saying is that they don't think that we should even be fighting with these people, that we should just shame them. I mean, I'm always interested in ideas and having conversations. Always interested in ideas and having conversations with just about anybody, so I'm willing to have those conversations. But I do agree with that sentiment to an extent. I think that like a big problem with the Democratic Party right now is the branding, and that there's always this far left branding of people who, don't believe anybody should ever be deported or, things like that. It's always like this far left branding that I don't think most Democrats or most people on the left actually agree with. And I do agree with just, doing a lot of work to separate ourselves from those people who are, engaging in this sort of way or have these sorts of beliefs. I don't think that that's Z's goal. I think that Z's goal is to really have like a full coalition of anybody who's willing to help. And so I know that she's got a very different perspective from me, and I think you do as well. But yes, my perspective, I do a lot of work to try to make sure that people understand I'm a liberal, not a leftist. I don't agree with leftists. I'm not on their side. We don't have the same ideology. We don't have the same goals. We don't want the same things. And I want to get their branding and their stink off of the Democratic Party as much as possible so that we're actually capable of winning elections in the future. So that is something that I do a lot of.
Yeah, please teach me about whatever that is, because I did not know the factions when I came over here. Buddy, when I came over here, the right is just the right, and that's it. I came over here and they said, oh, I'm an accelerationist, and I'm a communist, and I'm a socialist, and I'm a democratic socialist, and I'm a leftist, and I'm a far leftist, and I'm a liberal. And I said, what the fuck?
Classical liberal, neoliberal, but yes, there's
a
lot of diversity.
And for me, it's just one of those things that I came over here and I'm like, I'm on the left, and then I realized, okay, no, maybe I'm a liberal, and then I'm like, you know what? At this point, I am going to vote policy left, but identify socially as moderate, because
I agree. I mean, I think we need everybody in the tent, but what I will agree with you on, Tom, is that the very far leftists that just want to infight, they have to have a mini tent inside of our big tent. They could just like yell at each other in there, They have to stay separate, because we have to keep on the goal. And again, the goal is electoral power. That is the goal. That is the litmus test. If you want, and some of these people, I agree with you, by the way, that is not their goal at all, and then they shouldn't be in the tent. I mean, Tashika said it herself that she wants to blow up all movements like this, right? Like that is not, and I'd question if she voted blue or not, if she votes in elections, right? If she does, great. I mean, come in. But if not, then if your goal is just to blow up leftist movements, then that's not what we need to be doing right now. We need to be uniting against Trump. That's what we got to do.
I mean, some of the people on the panel before you jumped on were saying, I'm not a liberal or I'm not a Democrat. I'm actually politically knowledgeable, or I actually understand these issues. And it's stuff like that really kind of lets you know, like, these people are very separate from the rest of us and have very different goals from us and want very different things. But I did send you a DM, Mercedes, so if you just want to hit me back on that, I'd love to engage with you again sometime. I got to go stream on YouTube, so I'll head out. But I appreciate you having me on, and
dude, you're
hopefully talk to you again later.
Thanks, Tom, for coming.
Tom, you're cool.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Later.
All right. Wow, that was. Hey Z, how'd that go? Our first time. We did it. We got celebrities.
Listen, we just got to keep going on. We got to go on and go on. That's all we can do.
Yeah, I agree. This was fun though. I think it was well worth it. Just get ready for people will push back against our ideologies, and it's interesting. It's like when you try to go build up a movement and you have this many people trying to tear you down, then my only thought is to okay, well, I'm going to keep going. If you don't like it, then obviously it's going to do something right.
Yeah, we have to do it. Time is running out. That is part of the problem here, is that, that's what scares me about all of this infighting, is that we just need to be getting volunteers out into the field and doing the work that we need to do, because We have important elections, not just in 2026. We have important elections this year. New Jersey, Virginia, like these elections are going to determine what 2026 looks like. So we all have to keep that in mind. We got to keep our eye on the prize. Remember, not everybody's going to like us. And again, if you're a far leftist, go out and do whatever you can to contribute to the movement. And if it's not here, you don't need to tear it down. You can just go do what you want to do. And we'll support you.
Yeah. Unlike you guys won't support us, but we'll support you regardless because we just don't give a shit. Like, we don't give a shit. We're just here to flip people to vote on this side while simultaneously holding out ground. And no matter how many names you guys call us, we're not going to run anywhere else but continuing to register voters for the side.
Yeah, and it's a good time to say, too, that if you're interested in doing this work, like, please send me a DM, like, seriously, even if you don't have experience, because there are things happening right now that we can put you on. And we have a role for just about anything. Like, if you're good at graphic design or you're good at building websites or you're good at social media or at actually getting in the field and registering people, like, there's literally something for everybody. So please reach out and let me know, and I'll make sure that you're put on something.
It'll be cool. All right.
Thanks for hosting.
Anytime. That was fun. Okay. We're going to leave now.
All right. Good night, guys.
If you're upset at me for not talking to a subset of people, I've talked to a lot of fucking people here. I'm really sorry, dude. It's like fucking 12:48 p.m. My apologies. You guys have your own lives. You guys have been doing live for forever now. I know you just want to come and tear up this tour. And I'm not letting people on who just want to come up and tear up this tour. It's like counterproductive.
Hey, Timmy.
Huh?
I said, is the op still here?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hello.
Listen, this has waited a long time.
I know who this is before he even speaks a word.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
I'm ready for an intellectually stimulating conversation / debate.
How old are
Do
you?
you like spicy ranch, perchance?
Wait, who is this?
What? Spicy ranch?
Yeah, do you like spicy ranch?
Nah, it upsets my stomach.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Oh no.
Is Taco Bell the best thing?
Damn it.
What are you?
Why would you do this to me?
Oh, can't do spicy ranch. And I'm part. Well, I'm full lactose intolerant.
Oh my
so
goodness.
I will blow up the toilet if I.
Oh my lord. The more you talk, the worse it gets. You had no chance, my guy.
I don't know, but I love ice cream though, so.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
All right.
Okay, how old are you?
Okay, so I'm 28.
Okay. Why are you against gender equality?
Because, right, I've been sitting here, I've been mulling over that question in my mind, and it's been percolating ever since I've read that question. So, what I came up with is that I'm against gender equality because.
Slow down, your accent's slipping.
What happened?
I said slow down, your accent is slipping.
Okay, so what gender equality, it dilutes the importance that each gender brings to life, right?
What?
So, wait, follow me here, right? So if there's no gender equality, right, then we could highlight the strengths that women have in certain areas, right? Because everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, right? So you will see the strengths that women have in certain areas, the strengths that men have in certain areas, and you'll see the weaknesses that each will have, and then you'll see how they juxtapose each other and how they could fit like a puzzle, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like with gender equality, it kind of neutralizes all of that and says, "Oh, you guys are all the same, and there's no uniqueness about you. There's no uniqueness about being a woman."
Are all men the same?
All men are slightly different. Yes.
So they're not the same.
Yes, yes.
Are all women the same?
There's slight differences, yes.
Okay.
But then we're talking about differences within, because there's differences, there's micro differences, then there's macro differences, right? So we're going on a macro level, right?
I can't artichoke.
So
There's too many words.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I legit fell asleep for a second. It's fine. No.
I'm about to control it, delete myself.
No. Oh, don't do it.
I'm here. Listen, it's me, okay? Stop trying to use like a bazillion big words and just talk normally, and also use 5 words instead of 10.
okay. So
Yeah,
be
it's like
concise. So be concise. Okay. How do I articulate this? Okay, so yeah, so we're just talking about the genders and we're just comparing the genders. We're comparing, contrasting the genders and its totality, right?
Many
And
words?
Also, I hate to cut him off, but he's also the one that commented "her body, my choice" in the comments.
Oh, he did? Oh, that's gross. Oh, you're gross. So you don't like women.
well, no, wait. Can I put that into context?
You know the context of it. It's been viral.
Do you want to listen?
Well, I have a new context to it. I don't think you ever heard this one before, right? So my context of it is that woman, right? So because we were having a conversation about, women giving birth and, of that nature, right? Women's duties physically, because, emotionally, mentally. So why, like, if we're here, right? If we're here by your sides, let's try to lighten your load, right? Let's try to make these decisions, like delegate, right? It's like any leadership position.
What the fuck is happening?
He also said that men are better at controlling everything, and men are better leaders.
Oh my god.
Well, we have a track record of leadership.
Hey, it's me.
Throughout history.
Real quick. Do you think my favorite op is a